Well, hey everyone, this is my story about how I started my exterior cleaning business with $3,000 in the bank account and how I've been able to scale it up now to over $3.8 million in lifetime revenue and get the business running without me. I don't like fluff. I love bulleted points and don't waste my time. Dive right in. So I'm just going to dive right in. I've simplified this into a 10-step roadmap that I'm going to take the next number of minutes and walk you through step by step. Hey, this is what I did, and serve up some gold nuggets for you. My goal of this piece of content is that you get inspired and that you see I'm absolutely no smarter than you or harder working. I just worked on the right stuff, and I'm going to show you in this episode what that right stuff is. So first step I built my brand, okay? I got a cool name, I got a logo, got a website going, and I set up my Google My Business profile. It was really simple because I wanted to set up a business that could be bigger than Dave. I wanted to build a machine that could provide me with more freedom and more income. And this was intentional from the start. Why I didn't call it Dave's Pressure Washing. I called it Revive Washing. We since later changed names to Revive Services, but the point remains, exterior cleaning is where we got started, and we built a brand from the start. So really good website, really good logo, and actually a word, revive, means to bring life to. We wanted to bring life to homes, and we actually had a deeper why in that we donated as well to water projects all around the world. So that was entrenched from day one with building our brand. Number two is neighborhood marketing, okay? I went hard in affluent residential neighborhoods. That was my bread and butter. I had a painting background before, painting houses through college, sending myself through business school. And so I really did not want to be reinventing the wheel. I had no interest in doing large commercial projects and renting lifts and adding a bunch of complexity. One of the core values in my own personal life and my business is all centers around keeping things simple. And for me, I wanted a simple, cash flowing business that was able to run without me. And so I went after residential. Now, yes, residential clients can nitpick your work. There's a higher emotional component, but you get paid right away. The jobs recur, and the amount of getting referrals from residential clients is crazy. So I attacked these neighborhoods hard, okay? So literally what I did, I went door to door and I told homeowners who I was and what I did. If they didn't answer the door, I literally left a little door hanger on their front step. I also printed off these chloroplast signs that would say pressure washing or say gutter cleaning or window cleaning, and I would go and put those up around in my town. I had a rule for a number of years that I would have 50 lawn signs up, or bandit signs, call them whatever you want, in my local area. And we pushed this so hard till about 2 years ago, we actually got fines from our local jurisdiction, our city here, our bylaws, and we had to take our signs down and actually not market that way anymore because we were getting hit with about $100 per sign fine. So it started to add up, and we had to kind of pull out of our main city and not do that strategy now. So pivot it as you like for your business, but the point remains the same. You got to go after a certain niche of customers who you believe you can be a hero to. And for me, I believed we could save affluent residential homeowners their time, and we could build a very frictionless experience when it came to the exterior cleaning of their home. And here's the biggest thing you might take from this training. I really built a customer service business that happened to provide window cleaning and gutter cleaning. That's a really central point, and it was all built around our ideal target avatars. It's something we teach quite deeply in Home Service Business Coach, but for purpose of this training, attack the neighborhoods and become a hero to those residential customers, and you can build a whole business around it. Step 3 was gathering reviews, okay? If you're running a home service business today, getting ranked on Google is like printing money, okay? So it took me 3 years to get my business ranking in the map pack in Google. So when people search window cleaning in Surrey, British Columbia, or pressure washing in Surrey, BC, Revive Services started to rank. And that's when our phones really started to go. But here's the thing, it wasn't like I sat back and didn't get reviews. I was getting reviews from day one, from our first job, because I knew the importance of getting that brand reputation online and literally having your customers be your sales force, tell the whole world how great you are and how great the service was, et cetera, et cetera. So really important point, getting reviews from the start. I'm very glad that I did that. And it just took a while to get ranking on Google. We worked with the different search SEO companies. And finally, in our third year, we started to pop off on Google. And that was a game changer in the business. I want to talk about my first hire as number 4. This was a fellow named Graham. Okay, so I worked on the tools for about the first month. I cleaned a bunch of windows, cleaned a bunch of gutters. I made a basic price sheet to figure out, okay, like roughly this is what we should be charging to make money on this. I took before and after pictures. I was the driver to get the first number of Google reviews, and that's totally fine, right? I think the owner should be on the job site to get started, to learn the business, but don't stay there for months or years or decades, because that's where your business will really cap. So I hired Graham, and Graham was a great guy. He was local, studying at a local university. He was very athletic, loved lifting weights, and just overall a really good core value fit. He was reliable. So I don't want to say I got lucky hiring him, because I believe your vibe attracts your tribe. And I think my core values pulled Graham into my world, and he got excited about what I was building. And I was like the business marketing guy, and he could go out and crush jobs. And I also paid him very well. I was paying him, like, at the time, $18 an hour, which, fast forward 7 years, it's like, that's nothing. But if you adjust for inflation and look at his student wages, probably around like $24, $25 an hour. So he's making a good wage to go out and work outside, and he loved it, and I was happy because I could get off the tools. But I wasn't getting off the tools and going hiking and golfing and going on lavish trips. I was literally door knocking in the neighborhoods when Graham would be cleaning. So he'd do cleaning. I'd tell customers or prospects, hey, Graham's doing cleaning up here. We're top rated on Google, we got reviews, et cetera, and I'd go land the next job, right? And that was our cadence, that I was the marketer and he would do the job. So that's really how I hustled my way up to do $89,000 of revenue in my first year, was having a great technician with Graham. And Graham was seasonal too, right? I only had him from like mid-April until the end of August, but that served well for a very junior business like myself. I didn't have the responsibility to keep Graham on through the winter months, through the fall months, because this was like hustle it up in spring, summer, and then like drop it down from there. So that was really important. 5th step, we're halfway. Systems, okay? The systems will set you free. A system is something that happens more than one time in your business. I love the acronym for system. Save yourself time, energy, and money. I've got hundreds, if not thousands, of systems in my personal life and also in my businesses. I think systems are how the world runs around. Okay, so after I crossed my second year, $155,000 in revenue, I actually hit pause every morning and I went to the local Starbucks. My wife was working as a nurse at the time. She would leave really early. I would go to the same Starbucks for the same table, for the same Grande Pike Place coffee, and I would build systems from about 6 in the morning to 8 in the morning. And why I picked that specific window was because at 8 a.m., this bad boy would start ringing. I was still the one in the office taking the phones, doing the estimates. The technicians were calling me, hey, what's going on? I knew by 8:01, I'm getting phone calls, I'm busy. So I had to get up early. It just worked well for my personal life that I had a 2-hour window I could build systems. So I built systems. I built the job site checklist. I built inbound call scripts. I organized our company email. I organized our CRM. I built out our quoting templates. I rebuilt our pricing sheet. I built social media templates. I literally structured everything as if Dave didn't need to be there. And I took my brain and put it all in a company Google Drive, which, by the way, today, my business still uses the systems in that company Google Drive, which, by the way, I've taken that drive and I've actually white labeled it now for our clients at HSBC, so they get the systems as well. So you don't have to sit in a Starbucks for 2 years like I did and have writer's block and think, what system should I build today? I'm naturally a very analytical, very process-oriented person, so it's like almost enjoyable for me to grab a cup of coffee and create some systems. But for a lot of contractors who come up in the trade, it's not a natural inclination to sit and have a coffee and build systems. So I recognize I'm weird, but I love it. And I think I can do a huge service to our industry by offering up these systems on a silver platter, and you can save yourself a whole bunch of time. Hey everyone, little break in the show for you. I want to tell you about our brand new HSBC Accelerator program. And our team is so excited about this because this is a specific program for the smaller businesses not quite ready for our scaling blueprint coaching program. So if right now you own a home service business and your revenue is between $0 and $20,000 per month, the Accelerator program is going to be a great fit for you. And when you come in and join us, we're going to start you in our marketing mastery module. And that is literally an A to Z breakdown of how I generated over 11,000 leads with my very own exterior cleaning company, which has recently been acquired. And so that's where we're going to start. It's going to be all marketing for your business for the first month. And we're going to layer in coaching calls as well as community with these templated systems that you'll get your hands on. So I'll leave you with this. We are promoting this new program for our first founding members. We're giving a pretty sweet deal too. So you can go ahead and check out the link below. And I look forward to seeing you on the inside of the Accelerator program. So that was me working on the business. Really important point. So I hustled, I worked in it a couple years, cool. Got some product market fit, 150K. Okay, this is like now becoming a little more than a side hustle. Number 6 was my pricing model, okay? I had hustled this business up on this $65 an hour pricing theory, which worked fine for me and Graham and a couple other employees I hired. But once we started to scale this thing and I invested more in marketing, I started buying vehicles, wrapping vehicles, doing more with marketing. I even invested in a business coach. I saw, it was talking to my business coach, like $65 an hour was not going to get the job done. So overnight, we went to $125 per hour per technician in the field. So for a 2-person crew, we're now billing at $250 an hour. We took our rates from doing like $1,000 a day for a 2-person crew up to like $1,700, $1,800, $1,900, $2,000. That's when we started running a profitable business. I had this owner operator like pricing book that I was trying to apply to have employees, and it just wasn't working. So I think changing that pricing strategy was pivotal in my journey. And now in my coaching role, it's one of the first things we do when we work with our new members. They start to job cost their jobs and see, man, we're way undercharging for this. And we've got all kinds of training on knowing your numbers. It's something I'm really passionate about because I've lived through the pain of trying to grow a company with like an owner operator price book, and it just doesn't work. You need to have profit to reinvest into the growth of the business is super important. Profit is not bad. Profit is like oxygen for a business. It's like fueling your body with good food. It's like an 8-hour sleep, or it's like drinking water. Like you just need to have those things to survive in business. Really important. Point number 7, before I dive in, if you're on YouTube, drop a comment in the chat. I want to hear from you. Biggest takeaway so far. Don't be a lurker on our channel and consume the content and sign off. Put a comment. Let me know your biggest takeaway. It fires me up. We've got a whole media team at HSBC. We love getting your comments, and so let us know. And if you're on the podcast, just leave us a review. That would be the same as a comment on YouTube. Number 7, okay, in my scaling journey, hiring the office manager, okay? I had hustled this business up, and we came to a point that I actually went away in Mexico for a family trip for a week, about mid to late April, and I missed over 40 phone calls when I was there. And my phone, like I knew I missed an opportunity that Dave cannot be the office manager, especially in busy season. You know, I've now got off the tools. Great. I need to get out of the office. And this is like word from the wise here. If you're naturally an administrative, organized person, as I tend to be, I had a really hard time giving up my dials on Jobber, right? I was like color coding everything. Everything was routed by neighborhood. We had checklists, like the whole thing was dialed in like a beautiful machine. I had to get out of my own way and actually hire a great employee who also shared my same name of David. David came in for 18, 19 bucks an hour. He took over our Jobber. He took all our inbound calls. He organized our company email. He ran our Jobber. He provided our numbers report every single week. He also helped me with the marketing side of the business later. But bringing David in really bought back my time, that I was now not doing $19 an hour tasks in the office. Dave could go out and sell again. I could go do in-person estimates. I could go and coach up my production manager, and I could really be that CEO to continue growing the business. So this was a really important piece in my journey, was learning just because you can do something doesn't mean you should be doing something, right? It's not that you're better than it or you don't deserve to do that. Like, I believe the owner should be able to do anything at all in the business, and you're not above or better than anyone. The difference is you have a responsibility to grow this business, to provide for your people. So if you're sitting on the tools doing the cleaning, or you're sitting on your Jobber or your House Call Pro, whatever CRM you're using, I believe you're doing your business a disservice, because you're not being the captain of the ship and steering the ship. You're trying to serve the meals and keep everyone happy and do a million things. Like, drop your ego at the door and just do the best things that are in your zone of genius. I won't go down that rabbit trail because I get really passionate about it, but I found myself stuck in the office and that held me back. So don't do that. Learn from my mistakes, please. All right, we got 8, 9, 10. Number 8 was hiring technicians, okay? We grew in our fourth year of business from, third to fourth year, $155,000 to $582,000 of revenue. I was not on the tools for that. In fact, I hired my friend who was our production manager. And why I did that is because I brought in 6 technicians, hired and trained, and all reported to my friend. What did the production manager make? Very great question. I gave him 8% of the overall revenue that we produced. So we produced $582,000. I did not go on the job site, and all the technicians reported to our production manager. He got $582,000 times 0.08 paid out to him that year. And that was, again, buying back my time so I could continue to grow the business. That year, I was the main salesperson of the business. I was launching our soft wash division. I'll get into the next point of the next service I was launching. A CEO is doing vision, people, and money. A CEO is not doing cleaning, office work, and invoicing, okay? Vision, people, money. Those are the main things you need to focus on if you want to move the business to the next level. And you've got to find amazing people in your business. And I say this on a lot of our content. If you change your small business, you can change your life. And you are 1 to 2 hires away right now from dramatically changing your small business, which can change your life. And you might be stuck right now. You might need a great technician this year in 2025. You might need someone killer in the office. I'm here to tell you, go out and get those people. That is what you should be focused on, because the jobs will not come in until the owner has the capacity, has the time in their calendar to go and hustle this business. You see this picture on YouTube, right, of how I grew this business. It's because I put like 80% of my time into business development, marketing the business, selling jobs, and then getting systems built. Really important distinction to make. I'm not putting 80% of my time into cleaning, into doing the work, and into the office, okay? I'm going to keep hammering that point home, because the companies we coach, they're stuck in the field, they're stuck in the office, they don't know how to hire for sales, they don't know how to hire a production manager. That's how you grow the business. Not working harder, you work on the business, and I'll leave it with this. Your best success in life will come through other people, not through your own efforts, okay? Number 9, what else was I doing? I was solving for seasonality. Big distinction here. I traditionally run this home service cleaning business that existed through the summer and spring months, and it was great. But when we brought those 6 technicians on, we got screwed pretty quick if we couldn't keep them busy. So we grabbed the core team together. We launched the holiday light division that year, and I was able to keep our team busy through those winter months. We also pushed gutter cleaning more that season, but we were able to keep busy through November, through December, and also the takedowns in January. And this is still a business model that we run today at my business. Is we actually run a really profitable Q4 now, because all of our lighting clients from the previous year go up in October. We take on new lighting clients in November and December. We do all the takedowns in January. So we keep our core team together now. And this is a great way that going into this season, I don't have to go out and hire 10 new people on my team. I've already got the core together because we've solved the best we can for seasonality. And I'm up here in Canada where it's cold, and I've got buddies that take 3 months off and disband the team, and that's fine. But I personally believe in keeping a core team together and keep them going as close to year round as we possibly can. Number 10, we made it. This is a coaching stage, okay? I'm now in a coaching role. I've hired a service manager to run my business. So the technicians report to my service manager, as does the office team. And my service manager spends about 5-ish hours a day, 5 days a week, going and doing in-person estimates, quoting the big residential tickets. We're now into more multifamily and commercial projects, which are bigger ticket size, 5, 10, 15, $20,000 cleaning tickets. That's where we want to have that division of our business grow. And so I trust my service manager, I say, with my house key, and she is the one that the business now reports to. And I still oversee the business. I help with the hiring when needed. I oversee the culture, and I also oversee the marketing, which I absolutely love and still hold dear in that role. But I love this coaching role so much that you're on this channel today. Who is this guy? Well, I started up Home Service Business Coach years ago. We've now equipped hundreds of home service business owners all across the world with our proprietary systems and our coaching, and we bolt them into your business. And it works so good that our average revenue growth of our average member is about $180,000 within their first year of our program. And most of our clients stay with us for about 2 years because we just want to deliver with value. And so that's how much I love the coaching role, helping owners all around the world scale up their businesses through our vehicle here at Home Service Business Coach. And so I want to wrap up here. Again, off the top, I hope you found some encouragement and some inspiration here in my story. You do not need a business degree to get started. You do not need a huge loan to get started. I started in the service business because the barrier to entry was so low. There wasn't a lot of capital investment needed because I didn't have the money at the time. And I just got to work and got started. So you're looking at, the sweat equity over an 8-year journey to build a real asset, something that I'm so proud of, and something that I can now teach that business model to other entrepreneurs all around the world. So it's all part of my story. I wanted to serve it up to you here on a silver platter, no fluff, just simple 10 steps. Here's what I did. We got some cool edits here so you can kind of see the back end of my company. And if you ever want to learn more about what we're now doing at Home Service Business Coach, there'll be a link floating around here. Come check out our program. But if you're just here for the content, you can linger on our channel and expect every single week banger episodes like this. And the only cost of admission, if you're on YouTube, put a comment in the chat because we want to hear from you. I want to hear from you. My team wants to hear from you, and we'll keep the value coming so you can have your best year in business. Thanks so much for watching, everyone.